Morning everyone, welcome in my online classroom. I am Mohammad Sohedul Jamal, Associate Professor and Chairman Tourism and Hospitality Management, Mohammedpur Kendriya College, Dhaka. First of all, I would like to thank our Honorable Principal, Professor Sir Jafar Ali Sir gives his permission and advices to conduct the online classes. Students, I hope you all are well. Because of the COVID-19 breakout in the pandemic situation of the world, we are bound to stay at home. We are staying at home, but it does not mean we can sit idle. We have to work for our next days. So I am here to take your online class. I hope you all will give attention to my online class. Today I will take your online class on strategic management, BBA, 4th year 7th semester, and the chapter 3, establishing company direction, and the topics, objectives. Now the question is being discussed. And the first question, what is objective? Second question, feature or characteristics of objectives. And the third question, most important business objectives. And the last, types or kinds of business objectives. So the student commerce have much more skill and scope from those side. And the first question, what is objective? Objective means something that we play to or achieve. In other words, objective is a specific result that a person or system aims to achieve within a time frame and with available resource. Objectives are most specific and easier to measurable than goals. Objectives are basic tools that underlie all planning and strategic activities. They serve as the basis for creating policy and evaluating performance. Some definition of objective of business objectives are discussed below. According to Jason Chavis, define the business objectives, the course an organization intends to take often started with writing a business plan. According to Hayden Thomas, a business objective are the started measurable targets of how to achieve business aims. According to Louis Allen, objectives are goals established to guide the effort of the company and each of the components. According to Dalton E. McFarland, objectives are the goals, aims or purpose the organization wishes to achieving over varying period of time. Some examples are barriers to the business. And the first example, earn at least at 20% after tax rate of return on our investment during in next fiscal year. increase market share by 10% over the next 3 years. This is the objectives of our firm or organization. Lower operating cost by 15% over the next 2 years through improvement in the efficiency of the manufacturing process. Reduce the callback time of customer inquiries and questions to no more than 4 hours. Finally, we can say that a business objective is a result that a company aims to achieve. It also includes a time frame and test the resource available. The next question: features or characteristics of business objective. And the first one, features or characteristics of business objectives. Multiplicity of objectives. Multiplicity and the second point, hierarchy of objectives. Periodicity of objectives. Periodicity of objectives. And the next point, flexibility of objectives. Flexibility of objectives. Qualitative and quantitative objectives. Qualitative and quantitative objectives. Quantitative objectives. Measurability of objectives. Measurability of objectives. And the last one, network of objectives. Networks of objectives. This is the features or characteristics of objectives. First one, multiplicity of objectives, hierarchy of objectives, periodicity of objectives, flexibility of objectives, qualitative and quantitative objectives, measurability of objectives, and the last one, network objectives. This is the objectives of in these questions. And the first objectives, multiplicity of the objectives. It is very important. Characteristics or features of the organizational development sites and activities. Business objectives are multiple in characters. That is, a business does not have only one objective. It is many or multiplicity objectives. Shareholders, employees, customers, and others. The businessman has to fix different objectives for each group. And the second point, hierarchy of objectives is important characteristics, and these objectives to write down the objectives according to their importance. The most important objectives is written first, and the least important objectives is written last. All objectives are important, however, some objectives are more important than others. Some objectives need immediate action, while others can be kept aside for some times. And the next objectives, periodicity of objectives. It is important characteristics of periodicity of objectives. These objectives classify into two types: short-term objectives and long-term objectives. Short-term objectives maximum 1 year, that is short-term objectives, and long-term objectives 5 years to 20 years, that is long-term objectives. Short-term objectives are made for a short period, maximum 1 year. Short-term objectives are more specific. Long-term objectives are made for a long period, for 5 years or more. Long-term objectives are more general. They are like a master plan. Flexibility of objectives. The business is a flexible and all times maintaining the flexible sites and flexible activities. So the business objectives must also be flexible. If the objectives are right, the business will not survive. This is because the business environment keep on changing. There are continuous changes in the technical, social, economical, and political environment. The business has to change its objective according to the changes in the business environment. The hierarchy of business objectives must also have been changed from time to time. And the next point, quantitative and quantitative objectives. It is important characteristics of the business objectives. Qualitative objectives are not easy to measure. It is not expressed in numbers, employee performance, employee satisfaction, etc. These objectives cannot be measured. Qualitative objectives are invisible, intangible, and uncountable. Today, modern methods are used to measure qualitative objectives. A business must have both quantitative and qualitative objectives. And the quantitative objectives are easy to measure. It is expressed in numbers, in dollar, taka, percentage, etc. Quantitative objectives are visible, tangible, and countable. And the next point, measurability of objectives. The objectives must be clear and specific. It must be easy to measure. However, if a salesman sells only 10 units of water per year in a month, then the performance is bad. He needs more training. Measurable objectives motivated the employees to work hard. This is because they know their target clearly. Their performance can also be measured easily. This is a clear and specific objectives. It is easy to measurable performance of the salesman. If a salesman sells 200 units of water purifier in a month, then this performance is good. He can be given bonus and performance, which is measurable objectives. And the last one, network of objectives. Networks mean an interconnection between different objectives. A business has many different objectives: corporate objectives, departmental objectives, and sectional objectives, and individual objectives. It also, all these objectives must be interconnected. They must support each other. They must not clash and each other. They must move in the same direction. If not, the business will not survive. Similarly, the objectives of all the departments must support each other. They must not clash and conflict with each other. So this is the features or characteristics of objectives. And this objectives is properly maintaining then the business targeting and achievement goal. And the next question, most important business objectives. Business objectives. Most important business objectives. And the first one, profitability. Profitability. And the second point, productivity. And the third point, customer service. And the fourth point, employee retention. And the fifth point, core values. And the sixth, growth. And the next point, maintain financially. And the next, change management. And the next point, marketing. And the last point, competitive analysis. Competitive analysis, that is the important business objectives. Profitability, in the first one, and the second productivity, third customer service, fourth employee retention, fifth core values, six growth, and the seven maintain financing, eight change management, nine marketing, 10 competitive analysis. This is the importance of business objectives. The business objectives define the course of an organization intends to take, often started with writing a business plan. Actually, business objectives is a result that a company aims to achieve. It also includes a time frame and test the resource available. And the first one, profitability. Maintaining profitability means making sure that revenue stays ahead of the cost of doing business. Focus on controlling cost, both production and operation, while maintaining the profit margin on products sold. Profitability is the main objectives or importance of the organization, because profit making the future plan or employee extra facility, bonus, increment incentive, and revenue of the government. That is, profitability is most important to the development of the business organizational and business sites. The next point, productivity. Productivity is the important of business environment. Employee training, equipment, maintaining and new equipment purchase all go into company productivity. Our objectives should be provide all of the resource of our employee need to remain as productive as possible. And the next point, customer service. Customer service is important to the development of business and development of business activities, because consumer is the king of the society. So good customer service help we remain clients and generate repeat revenue. Keeping our customers happy should be primary objectives of our organization. And the next point, employee retention. Employee turnover cost, as money is lost productivity, and the cost associated with recruiting, which include employment, advertisement, and paying placement agencies. Maintaining a productive and positive employee environment improve retention. So it is important of business development. And the next point, core values. Our company mission statement is a description of that core values of our company. It is a summary of the beliefs our company holds in regard to customer interaction, responsibility to the community, and employee satisfaction. The company's core values become the objective necessary to create a positive corporate culture. And the next one, growth. Growth is plan based on historical data and future projection growth, because the careful use of company resources such as finance and personnel. And the next point, maintain financing. Even a company with good cash flow needs financing. Contracts in the event that capital is needed to expand the organization. Maintaining our ability to finance operation means that we can prepare for long-term projects and address short-term needs such as payroll and accounts payable. And the next point, chart change management. Change management is the process of preparing our organization for growth and creating process that effectively and efficiently of the organizational activities and organization work. It is dynamic organization that is prepared to meet the challenge of our industry. And the next point, marketing. Marketing is important to the development of organizational activity and organizational size. Marketing is more than creating advertising and getting customer input on product change. It understands consumer buying trends, being able to anticipate product distribution needs to be developing business partnership that help our organization to improve market share. And the next or last point, competitive analysis. A competitive analysis of the activities of the competition should be an ongoing business objective for our organization. Understanding where our products rank in the marketplace help us to better determine how to improve our standing among customers and improve our revenue. So the student business studies have much more skill and scope from those sides, and the side by side business is very important to the development of all kinds of activities. And the next question, types of or kinds of business objectives. There are different types of business objectives, that is financial objectives, customer objectives. And the financial objectives, that means it is important kinds or classification, grow shareholders values, earning per share, increasing revenue, manage cost, ensure financial stability. And customer objectives, broad product offering, increase share of the market, best service, understands customer needs. And the internal objective, most innovative products or services, differentiate the product, improve or focus research and development, improve customer service, invest in customer management, improve customer satisfaction, improve customer retention, invest in total quality management, improve and maintain workplace safety. That is the types of internal objectives. Learning and growth objectives, improve technical and analytical skill, improve assorting skill, improve employee retention, attract and retain the best people, build high performance teams. So this is the kinds or types of objectives in the first one. financial objectives, customer objectives, and internal objectives, and the last one, learning and growth objectives. That is the objectives. All objectives are important development of business sides. Now at last the student be safe and conduct the chapter and learning this chapter very effectively and efficiently.